What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Told you guys we'd be doing another video, or filming something back to back. So yeah, uh, I'm back on the channel, just, doing some videos. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out whenever you get a chance. Just kind of explains, what's been going on. But I want to give you guys some content. So I just want to just discuss my thoughts on some movie news, some interesting stuff that's been going on. One of the big ones that's been going on, and also just to reiterate what I said in the in the last video, I'm only doing news topics that I find interesting. I'm not going to do just a bunch of topics that I really could care less about. I'm just going to do stuff that I find interesting. So you might just see me, disregard a bunch of news that you might think is very interesting. If I don't find it that interesting, or if I don't find it that that serious or anything, I'm not really going to bring it up that much. I might bring it up and if it correlates to anything else, but not really. But this topic that we're about to talk about I actually find pretty interesting, and that is involving Christopher Nolan and his next project, which is funny because last time we were on this channel way back, if you were at the beginning of this channel, one of my first real videos was discussing the HBO Max deal and how I thought that was not really a smart move, and I think that a lot of people are now coming around to it and seeing that, yeah, it was not a great idea. A few directors back then were pretty heated, like Nolan was one of them, Denis Villeneuve was one of them, which is really weird because if you see him in recent interviews, he's kind of been playing ball. I think that's more or less because he's wanting to get Dune 2 made, and he doesn't want to, upset the studio anymore, so he's probably just keeping his opinions hush hush, because they haven't greenlit Dune 2, which I'm really excited to see. By the way, I really want to see Dune a lot. But yeah, talking about Nolan, he was infamously blasted WB, and I said a while back that I thought that Nolan would probably not work with WB on his next project, considering how upset he was, and turns out I was correct. He is not working with them. He's now going to Universal with his next project. Now, when Nolan made the announcement, or I forget who made the announcement, that WB and Nolan were no longer going to be working together, every studio, as expected, came, to Nolan, Netflix at one point, which was funny because Nolan was pretty against streaming to begin with, so I don't know what Netflix was really thinking they would get from Nolan, but throw your shots, I guess. I know Apple, I think at one point, Sony, I heard, was really desperate to get Nolan's next film. They couldn't get it for obvious reasons, and for me, I just don't think Sony is the best choice for Nolan. I think Nolan knows that too. Not because Sony doesn't produce good work or anything, but I just don't think that Sony was going to be able to give Nolan the benefits that he wants. And it seems that Universal is the one that's going to be giving him all those benefits. It sounds like Universal is going to try to push for a full theatrical window, because we now live in an era where it's now a 45-day window instead of back then where it was a 90-day window. It looks like Universal is going to try to push for a 90-day window. And I believe his next movie is also, there's no title yet, but it's about the atomic bomb. And I heard filming is supposed to take place next year. So I think that this deal is going to be interesting, because I don't know if Universal can actually supply that 90-day window, because I think that we're growing accustomed to the 45-day window pretty quickly. And it's not like the 45-day window has done any harm to movies. Shang-Chi is about to become the #1 film again 3 weeks in a row. So I don't think that a 45-day theatrical window is going to harm, the films as much. But um, I still feel the same when it comes to streaming, though. I don't think that putting those the blockbuster films on streaming, I don't think that that's a smart move to do, and because I think you're going to lose a lot of money because of that. And it happened. They lost a lot of money, um, and I don't know. I don't think that that was a really smart move, and I think that the company sees that because they're not doing the HBO Max thing next year. So I think that they showed their hand on that not working for them. Um, and from what I heard, Disney Plus is not doing the Premiere Access anymore. Uh, so I don't know. But the 45-day window has not done any harm to like Shang-Chi or any big movies that have come out recently. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to supply a 90-day window, because again, I think audiences are becoming accustomed to the 45-day window, um, and just studios around just in general. Um, but if Nolan wants it, I mean, Nolan's demands are huge, so it's going to be interesting to see if Universal can supply them. Now, mainly what I want to talk about though is Nolan's next movie, um, it, which is first off, it's $100 million from what I heard. The budget's like $100 million, which is crazy. Because I know the next film he's doing is an atomic bomb. You wouldn't think that it's $100 million though. You wouldn't think it's $100 million. You would think like maybe he's going back to small roots, like with Dunkirk. Dunkirk, from what I remember, was not a huge film. If it was $100 million, that's crazy because it doesn't look like $100 million film. It looks more like a 60, $70 million film. I thought that Nolan would return to those roots after Tenet, which I wasn't a huge fan of Tenet. I think Tenet was um, narratively speaking, too complex. It was being complicated for the sake of being complicated, and I just think that the development kind of was very, very thin for the characters and for the story itself in some respects, if you look at it from a certain point of view. Um, but I don't know how that new budget's gonna. I don't know. I don't know how 100 million is gonna do. Um, for developing this type of film. I assume it's gonna be just for visual effects because I heard there's a lot of VFX work that he wants to do for this film. Um, Again, which is very interesting. I wouldn't have thought of all this stuff for a movie about the atomic bomb. I knew that there was stuff that some VFX work that would have to be done, but I thought it would be a lot more practical. Um, so it's gonna be very interesting. I heard Cillian Murphy is possibly playing J. Robert, forgot his last name. It's a biopic also, the movie, so it's based off of a person. Forget the guy's last name. You guys know what I'm talking about. The guy was connected pretty well to the atomic bomb. Um, but yeah, I mean it sounds very interesting. The movie. It's Nolan, so I'm there. Even though I didn't love Tenet, I still want to see a Nolan movie. Um, but it's interesting to see if Universal will be able to supply Nolan's demands, that 90-day theatrical window, and just uh, Universal is tempted to put it on Peacock. They're so tempted to put it on Peacock. They're not going to do it though, because they're not about to lose Nolan. But that crossed their mind a little bit. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the whole Nolan thing? Do you guys think that it's gonna? Do you guys think it was a smart move for him to go to Universal? I think it was. Whoever was going to supply him or satisfy his demands, that was going to be wherever Nolan goes to, and it seems like Universal was willing to play ball than all the other companies. Or at least it also like Universal seems the most logical choice. Again, Netflix was never going to happen. Sony, I just don't see even supplying the type of demands that Nolan wanted. So Universal just seems like the best fit. If Universal has great relations with Spielberg, why would they not start developing great relations with Nolan? It just seems like it seemed like the logical next step, for Nolan's. If Nolan had to work with another studio, it seems like Universal would be the best fit for that. So, um, but yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it for my thoughts on this. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how that movie looks, and just hearing the cast from it. Hopefully, Cillian Murphy's in it. I like Cillian Murphy, um, and he's a Nolan regular in most of the films. Most of the films Cillian Murphy's in. He was in Dunkirk, um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And you guys let me know. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. If it's something worthwhile, or if it's just something that we should just kind of forget about. You guys let me know. Um, is Also let me know your guys' thoughts on Tenet. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Tenet. If it was a good film, if you guys thought it was a good film or not. Um, but uh, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. As I said, it's just gonna be just kind of cut and dry. I'm just kind of just gonna talk. I'm not really gonna put up shows like I used to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it sounds interesting, and hopefully Universal is able to supply all of Nolan's demands. It seems like they will, but we'll see how it goes. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, whatever that may be. It might be a movie review, it may be an old movie review, it might be, you know what, it's going to be something, but I don't know what that something is. We'll find out together. So, uh, but yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time. Peace.